Hello, Frontline. This is Dean, and with me I have John Bateson from Recruitment and Mehmet Emin from Finance, from Operations. We're going to do a bit of a live experiment in the spirit of freedom and responsibility. And this week, Anne-Marie and I have been responsible for discussions around surround yourself with excellent performers. Sorry, my phone just went. I wasn't expecting that, but we'll go with it, free roll. Surround yourself with excellent performers. And at the beginning of the paper that's been written, it says, for true freedom and trust, we need to work in a team where every single person is thriving as an excellent performer. Excellence is defined as having the motivation, behaviours and skills to do amazing work. And in the paper, it also talks about the fact that Frontline should be more like a sports team than a family. So, Anne-Marie and I were thinking about this, and we wanted sort of to embrace the analogy of the sports team. And as you're both avid and passionate football fans, and also because we are in the midst of the World Cup, I thought that you would be two people that would be really help to think about how we think about excellent performers in the context of the teams that you support. So Mehmet, tell everyone in Frontline who you support.
I'm a Spurs fan.
Okay, so Mehmet supports Spurs, and John?
I'm a Gooner, I'm an Arsenal fan.
So we have North London rivals with us here who are going to tell us a little bit about their team. So I want to start with Mehmet first. So could you, in 30 seconds, talk about an individual within Tottenham who you think is exceptional, and what it is you notice about them that makes them greater than anyone else in the team?
Well, it's funny you mention the World Cup because I'm going to pick England's saviour, Harry Kane. Harry Kane is, at Spurs, they call him one of our own. He came through our youth team. He showed a tremendous hunger to develop and learn, and was very forthright in saying to the manager, I want to start playing, I want to be a member of this team, I want to step up and move into this team. And he's gone from there to just becoming he's the linchpin of our team. He's where our fans focus, he's where our players focus. He's so important to us. And he's an exceptional leader, and he's an exceptional performer, and he really makes Spurs tick.
Brilliant. Nice one. Thanks, Mehmet, for that. Now, John, I'm going to come to you. As an Arsenal fan, can you tell us particularly someone from Arsenal who is an exceptional performer and why they stand out from others?
Of course I can, Dean. So the player I'm going to pick might not be the most obvious player, but I'm going to go with Aaron Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey's been with us for nearly a decade. He's come back from massive setbacks. So early on in his career, broke his leg, a horrific leg break. He's come back from that, and he's scored 2 FA Cup final winning goals. So he's somebody who's had massive setbacks. He's come back from them, and he scores big goals in big games. Not just FA Cup finals, but he's also scored big goals away at White Hart Lane. So he scored away at our worst rivals, and he's somebody I think who could turn into a real leader for Arsenal. So I'm going to go with Aaron Ramsey.
Okay, brilliant, thanks. Right, now, John, I'm going to stick with you now for this next question. I want you to describe your overall team's performance when they've performed and done a particularly great performance. Just tell us about what it is you noticed about that team and how they work together.
Yeah, I think what I see in the Arsenal team when they play well, which albeit recently isn't as often as I would like, but you can tell right from the very first minute that their attitude is right, and they are really up for it. So you can actually tell it in the warm-up. You can tell the intensity in the first sort of 5 or 10 minutes is exactly what it should be. And you can tell that actually runs through the team. So you're not sort of looking at 2 or 3 individuals and thinking that these players have to turn up for Arsenal to play well today. It's all 11 players right on it right from the very first whistle, and I think that's when you can tell Arsenal are going to have a good day.
Great, thanks for that, John. And Mehmet, what about you? And when you've noticed a great Tottenham performance? Not that there's been many.
I think there's been loads over the past few years. Next year we're going to be the only club in London that has the Champions League, and that's come through a whole period of bringing really exceptional players to our club, having a manager who helps them thrive when we play well. Everybody works for one another. There's just hunger all over the pitch. We work as a team. We press together. It all ticks. It looks seamless. It looks like everybody's just got one mind and they're all focused together and they're all really working together.
Yeah.
it's enthralling when it works.
So I think, it is. It's a bit of fun as well for us to think about this, because we all have have strong opinions about our teams and what makes our teams great. But what is it that do you think you both notice when your team is mediocre? What's different about an average performance by your team compared to when they're brilliant?
I think for Spurs, probably the main thing we have is when we're missing one of our key players. If the key player is out, or if he's injured, if he's not at the top of his performance, the whole team really starts to unglue. We may not have somebody on the sidelines who could really step up who is of the same standard, or if somebody is just having an off day, it really affects the whole team around them.
Yeah.
When Spurs work well, it's 11 working towards a common goal.
Yeah.
If one of them's not working, it just,
And John, would you agree with that? Does that sort of resonate for you?
Well, Mehmet mentioned when Tottenham may be missing a player, so I think what he's getting at there is that Arsenal have a stronger squad. But what I tend to see with Arsenal when we don't play well is that there's not as much accountability as there should be. So you don't take ownership in their roles and responsibilities. You see mistakes happening. You see players kind of looking around. There's very little leadership on the pitch, and sort of counter what you can see when Arsenal do very well. When Arsenal don't do well, you can actually tell very quickly, because their kind of body language is quite negative. There's very little communication, and errors happen, and you kind of get the feeling that they're not going to be able to bounce back from those errors. So I think that's kind of what I see when Arsenal are on form.
No, I think that's really interesting. And there's so much that you say that parallels in what you both say about both your teams there, and I think that they resonate for me as well, definitely. I mean, just thinking, we need to wrap this up now, but pulling it together and thinking about this from an organisational perspective and some of this stuff, does this resonate for you? Do you think it's a helpful analogy to think about when we think about the organisation and our teams within Frontline?
Well, I mean, bearing in mind you gave us very little preparation time to reflect on this, I would agree with that. I think there's, I do think there's things that we can learn from the sort of sports analogy that we can sort of make sure that we're doing when we turn to work with Frontline. And as I mentioned there, if you turn up to work with a really good attitude straight away, and you're sort of prepared to do the best work that you're able to do, then that is like a really good start. We've sort of spoke about working with like exceptional people, and I suppose making sure that people have the opportunity to bring their best selves to each team.
It's quite interesting though, because then I was reflecting on this, because it is a discussion and it's a debate, because there are some challenging stuff in this around, what happens when people underperform and how do we deal with that? And in local authorities, I think often when local authorities get inadequate or requires improvement, I refer to it sort of like as the football manager's approach to dealing with situations. It's like, well, who do we get rid of? Who do we blame? Who do we get rid of? And it's sort of like, we'll take everybody out and then we'll put in a whole new leadership or managers, isn't it? We look at the Premier League and how the turnover and culture of management now. And it is interesting, this debate around, well, what do we do when there's mediocre performance, and how do we deal and challenge with that? So that's sort of one of the things that I will be interested to hear people debate about as well. And Mehmet, any particular thoughts from you?
I think kind of one thing I was talking about, kind of how Spurs were all working together. I think there's something to be said around having congruence in goals and everybody working towards the same mission, everybody being really aligned in what they're doing, and making sure that we have our key performers there and they are able to carry people around with them. That's why Harry Kane is the captain of England, because he leads by example. And there is something to be said of actually making sure our key performers are recognised and are shown, so that people can role model themselves. We talk about leadership across the organisation. Kane isn't the captain at Spurs, but again, he's a leader on the pitch. He helps bring those players through.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks. I mean, and just to end on a positive note, to both of you, I really do see you both as excellent performers. I think this is a really good example of people and, willing to go the extra mile, do a bit of experimenting, on the cuff. It really is, you are both people that I come to regularly for support and advice. So I really am grateful for you both taking the time to step up to the mark and be guinea pigs for our little experiment. And just to everyone else, you don't have to use football. We are maybe using a gender-specific view around football. If you play netball, I know some of the women they've got to go to netball. Or you can take any analogy and adapt it and think about it. So over today, we recommend that you try and have a discussion and debate about what we've been thinking about over these last 10 minutes. So thanks everyone, and I'll leave it there.